Hey, everybody. Welcome to Player Hater Gaming. My name is Brandon Ross. I am your host and game master for tonight's episode, Tales of the Skytorn. Now, before we dig into everything, let's go ahead and knock out some announcements. If you have not done so, do us a huge favor and head over to our link tree where you can find all of our links for our YouTube, Instagram, X, all those places. Give us a follow and click the little bell for notifications because we want to know what you think about us. The only way you're going to know about that is if you know when we go live or when we post videos. We want to see your comments. We want to know, hey, we like that joke, or wow, that math guy can't roll for shit. You know, we want to know things like that.
Thanks for calling me out, dude.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Goose egg and half his checks. It's okay. It's not his fault.
Goose egg as a freaking multi-class.
As a multi-class. So
it is true. I did want a multi-class into Goose Egg, and I did.
Into Goose Egg, yeah.
Oh my god.
Also, if you want to come say hi, share memes, talk life, or play D&D, you should head over to our Discords. The first being the official Player Hater Gaming Discord. We can come and do those things. Share memes, talk life, discuss some D&D, and in general, just build a fun community. But if you're looking for a place to where you can really have a ton of D&D fun on a text-based West Marches style server, I'm going to pass it off to Mav Hunter, our resident Goose Egg skill checker, to talk more about that Discord.
Yes. Well, you have welcome. Long day of
See,
work.
he skill checked 0 on that charisma.
Yeah, I definitely did. Yeah, that was an out one practically. So, you want to sit here and be like, ooh, what other chaos can I do with a character that I want to create, but have no idea where to even start with creating a character? Join us in the share mail. We will definitely tell you how to do that, what everything means, why you want to get a good background to at least kind of give yourself a baseline for your character, and why Charlatan is actually pretty fun when you get to use it properly. On top of that, let's say the fact that you want to sit in the big chair. You want to be the one to dictate what happens in the world. You want to go, why did you choose farmer? Why? And that's fine. You can definitely do that. You can completely ruin their crops and make them go out on a journey and see what happens out in the world. And also ruin everything in the process. But, you know, that's perfectly fine either way. Because at the end of it, if you're good enough, or even if you make things as interesting as possible, it doesn't matter if you make them cry. They will return. Every time. So join us on the streamer. We'll teach you what to do. We'll make you actually as good as we can, and hopefully throw you out to the wolves and watch as you become as great as everybody else. And just remember, it's where you started. With us. Here. Praise to the dice
I don't know how
gods.
you did it, but you have perfected the deadpan look. Like that, there's just no emotion behind those eyes. Just all the hope is gone.
Oh, yeah.
I really wish that I had made a
really
scene
need you to play a
just
Warforged
for
too.
this. Yes.
It is what it is. And now we're going to know going forward, there's going to be a scene where it's just going to be me and Brandon just talking about this for like a minute or two.
Yeah. Well, as you all know, we do more things than besides just play D&D on Wednesdays. Check us out on Saturdays. Yes, we do. On Saturdays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, we get together for multiplayer mayhem. Those of us who are free, come and play whatever the hot game is, or just whatever we want to make each other laugh, troll each other mostly, and in general just have a great time to kick off the weekend. Sunday, you can tune in and watch a lot of like 90% Fade to Black between Nutmeg and Nyx as they play Baldur's Gate 3.
Look,
90% is a conservative estimate.
It's a conservative number.
It's really 99.99995%.
yeah.
Just the whole thing is just
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like it's just there's just like a slight moment where you see like a character for a second before it just fades.
Yeah. And realistically, I've had to turn on auto following so then I can just control the blur as it fades to black. So it's fine. It's bad.
Mostly Blur and yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then next Tuesday, Math Hunter is back up on deck with Dragon Age.
Yes.
I gotta tell you, it's fun watching that game. It looks like a blast.
Oh, it definitely is. And I've already beaten the game as a mage, so doing it as a rogue is a very different playing style. So going through that has been very interesting. Now I'm just trying to determine if I want to possibly get my ass beaten again with a choice I'm going to make, or just hold off on that choice for a little bit longer.
Do
And
it.
then get back to that and still get my ass beaten anyway.
Also,
Nice.
if
Sounds
you're
about right.
in our Discord, you might have been aware we had a surprise Monday stream. this week.
Yes.
That is
It took
true.
me for surprise too, and you guys went hard, like 8 hours,
9 hours.
9 hours. What'd you guys get up to?
Bro, they're still in there? What's going on?
We played
Mhm.
Pokemon Platinum, Nuzlocke, Soul Link Nuzlocke Randomizer.
And in case that's a lot of words for you, just think of all the Pokemon are all randomized, and if one of his dies, one of mine dies, and I can't do anything about it.
Oh wow.
And vice versa.
Oof.
Dang, okay.
And we're playing on 2 separate seeds, so the RNG is different for both of us. So I might get a fight at Caterpie, and she's fighting God.
Jeez.
That
I
sounds
don't wanna
about
talk
right.
about it.
Is this like the Souls version where you just have a wooden stick and like go fight God?
Kind of. It is a Nuzlocke in general is you if your Pokemon faints, it's dead. You can't use it for the rest of the run.
Wow.
And
Yep.
we're also only allowed to capture 1 Pokemon per route.
Well, named area to be generous, because routes are very
Forever.
broad now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
It-
let's
Damn.
just say we had to make it easier on ourselves because our first runs never made it out the gate.
Yeah,
Oh
then we
my
Dang.
I ended
goodness.
with 13 seeds. You were on your 12th seed by the time we actually got a seed to get to the first gym.
God damn.
And we'll be doing more of that.
Yeah, we are going to continue. Though we haven't decided on the exact time, but we'll be on next Monday.
Okay. Nice. Oh shoot. I will certainly tune in when I can to just
It-
watch as one of you fails, the other fails as well.
It certainly won't be as long as the last one. Think of that as our session 0 to get a run going.
Mhm.
You were just testing out the waters.
Testing the waters.
Getting RNG to work with us is the main issue.
Nice. Now, Tuesday, well, there may not be any releases. This upcoming Tuesday is the true official first recording night of session 1 of a new campaign. It will be released podcast style on all the places we already release our Friday night D&D podcast. So iTunes, Spotify, go check us out there for that campaign, as well as this one coming up, because you've got someone in here, not me, being the GM. I am but a humble player within that realm.
It's about time.
Looking forward to it. And then
You'd
I'll
watch
close
me
announcements. I know it's-
destroy it.
Yes. I know it's been kind of a longer announcement today, but had a lot to talk about. And something I want to touch on real quick. There are some friends of ours who have come back into the scene, so to say. I would like to give a huge shout out to BBEG, RPG, and you should go check them out on their YouTube. And they are making a return to the podcast scene, I guess is how you would describe that. The podcast arena.
Yeah.
The
I like
podcast
arena
theater.
better.
The podcast theater
Yeah. I like Arena though.
arena.
Yeah, it sounds more
Making an
badass.
incredible return to the podcast.
Are we
arena.
fighting with them in this arena now?
No, but
Go.
now that they're back and active again, we may see if any of them are free on Wednesdays.
I'm sure they would love it for another crossover team.
So if you're out there listening, be ready for that message. Well, aside from talking about some mechanics stuff, that's like the big announcements. everything else is looking at some people here, and some of y'all need some help.
Yeah. Some of y'all being one person. Some of y'all being the only person who always uses all of their help dice without
goose
fail.
egg.
I usually use all my help dice. I have 2.
Yeah, well.
If you look at the top corner where the little D4 symbol is, if that number is not a 3, do our players a favor, spend some channel points, give them some help dice. But if you also want to interact with the story directly and give some sway over some things that happen, you should check out the little action called Deco Situations. See what happens.
See what happens.
Yes, and those buttons will be back momentarily.
I was
Oh.
gonna go
Right
check
now.
myself. I'm like, oh, are they there?
Just a second.
No.
There
they're
we
loading.
go.
They got stuck in dice jail. They're on their way. Don't worry.
Yes, the jailer has given them off with a light sentence of,
We'll let them on probation when we get back from these exciting messages. But so I'm gonna stop talking. In the year 208 PT, a world once grounded by tradition and mystery was forever altered. The events leading to the tearing and uprooting of the lands have faded into legend, leaving us with a mystifying era known only as post-Torn. Player Hater Gaming welcomes you to the realm of Ulthana, where our journey takes us high above the clouds, into a realm of wonder and peril, a world composed of dozens of floating islands, each a unique culture unto itself, safe from the dangers lurking below. In this world of soaring islands and untold mysteries, danger lurks in every corner. Heroes and adventurers are born out of necessity, for the unknown has a way of finding its way into even the most tranquil of places. Meet our heroes who will shape the destiny of the Skytorn realm. Dracix, the unlikely but unyielding paladin, a beacon of virtue and strength. Red, the talented sorceress, wielding the elements with unmatched prowess. Eva, the warlock, possesses supernatural prowess, fueled by a pact of unknown origin and intent. Lovikazan, the indomitable barbarian, a force of nature and raw power. And lastly, the Doctor, the masterful wizard, unlocking the secrets of the arcane with every incantation. These 5 souls, each with their own path, will converge in a tale of adventure, wonder, and intrigue. Join them as they explore uncharted territories and uncover the secrets of this realm. Welcome to Tales of the Skytorn. Over the last few episodes, we have tuned in as the party has been able to fully reclaim their ship from the clutches of construction and renovation. Through this, they've added on some new rooms, bunks, and hired a full crew. So with crew in tow, they left and set back once more onto the open cloud ocean. A new destination in mind, seeming to have some kind of message, connection, sway, who can really say? But their heading is Volantos, to where they know at least one person that they have met in their travels resides. In their travels thus far, they have run almost aground and were assaulted by some pretty nasty sharp-toothed creatures. Thankfully, they were able to survive that through overwhelming fire and force.
That's put on it nicely.
It is. Also, they had come across a specific rune that is currently being worked into the main mast of the ship. But since their last encounter was a bit rough, they were vigilant in their watches, and thankfully, the night without issue. The next day greets the crew. I would say the core of you probably maybe still getting used to the fact that you don't have to get up super early and go immediately start sweating and working into handling the rigging and the sails and the cooking and all the things to do. Instead, one of you maybe gets up, goes to do the thing, and it's already done. Probably Drakix waking up and heading up to the helm. You see Galen's already there. Kind of sees you, nods, hands you a cup.
Takes it without question.
Morning, Captain.
Morning.
And he immediately turns and leads you to the navigation table. Holds his hand in one cup, or moves his mug from one to the other. Starts pointing out some things. Well, it seems we are in a bit of bad luck. Valantos is currently fleeing us, so it could be a little more than a fortnight, but fortnight-ish.
Well, we weren't really in that much of a rush.
The good news is we can follow the trade route here, and he kind of lines it out to you, and you look at it and like, oh yeah, you know that one. It's pretty popular. You'll probably see some other vessels, things like that, but it also means safety.
Yeah. He's going to. He would perfectly be fine with going along that route because currently there's really like no need or want. Well, actually, he doesn't say want yet. He currently pulls out the other compass that he has.
The one you recently found?
No. The one that we recently found has been sitting right in front of the helm itself, like right by the wheel, just to make sure the fact that we don't accidentally slime into another unknown island. So it's been permanently affixed directly in front of the wheels. That way, whoever's there can just look down and see it and go, "Oh, there's something." Go around it.
Okay.
But this is the other compass that we had found, the one that is supposed to take us to where we want. So he's going to hold that in his hand for a moment and kind of have like his mind empty for a moment, and then just imagery of treasure in his mind for a second. And hold it and just see where it leads for a moment.
It kind of does like the 360, like, and then it slows a bit, and then it points kind of off in a westerly direction.
He looks, and then he looks at the map to see like how off course that could possibly take us.
Make a navigation check.
Okay. I was like, I know I have that made. Would you believe that that is a nat 20 for 24?
24.
Nice.
Looking at this, you would imagine it's probably pointing to perhaps another ship, because you don't see any islands that you own on your map. No tokens.
So he definitely looks over at Galen for a minute. He's just like, do we go along with the other half of our normal job description of relieving items from people?
Well, that would depend.
He just looks over and goes like, "Do you want to?"
He kind of takes a moment. He looks over, kind of like walks to where the separation is between the top half and the rest of the ship.
Mhm.
He kind of looks over everybody. I don't know. The crew's solid, don't get me wrong. They can be trusted, but we have yet to see the caliber of those with us. I certainly trust them, but to engage in that takes a little bit of time and knowing.
He just gently, almost like petting the compass closed, like, there. You will find your use soon. Just think of like Claw whenever he was petting his cat. It's just like the same type of thing.
Oh yeah, that'll take you back.
Yeah. Oh, now I have the theme song for Inspector in my head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good times.
Mm.
Exactly. So, yeah. Yeah, so he's going to just go like, all right, at least we know what we can do with this. Because I wasn't sure what kind of treasure, but at least we know we could find treasure with it. And he's going to put it into the back hole and he goes, and no taking it without talking to me.
What? No, never.
Mm-hmm. He just looks at him and just, in his eyes, just starts to squint a little bit. And he's just like, you and I would be thinking the same thing. If you held this, I would be thinking about it. So, don't.
Then he kind of like looks off. Oh, look, everybody else is awake, and just leaves.
Uh-huh. He just chuckles a little bit.
As the morning unfolds for the rest of you, eventually you come to consciousness, get breakfast. It's nothing super fancy, but it is also not bad either. I will say that the next 2 weeks of travel we will treat as downtime. So, I know that's quite something to drop on you last minute, but if anybody happens to have something they want to put forth, I can start with you if you're ready. If not, we can just take a breather and let you guys discuss in character anything you may wish, or out of character, your choice. You let me know what to do.
I would imagine that Red tries to find time to learn the rest of Nosh.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a thing for everybody, including the new crew too.
Okay.
It was on my list
I
to hold Nosh
will-
lessons.
I'll roll a couple of d20s to represent the
great.
entirety of the crew. Everybody else,
Uh-huh.
make an intelligence check.
Aw,
great.
B.
Thanks.
What?
Thanks so much.
You're
not
Oh
a
no, I'm
smart
not. I'm
crew.
not.
learning new things. You've got to be
I
able to pick it up.
know.
Well, I don't think I can complain too much because I have the second highest intelligence in the whole party, which
Yeah.
isn't
Must be
saying much,
nice.
to be honest.
God.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Important question.
All right, I'm good.
D20.
Important question for our wonderful Zahn. Does she ever give the item to Red?
That will be a thing, yes.
Okay.
Not to worry.
Check in.
That will be a thing. No, she's keeping it all to herself. She's gonna pull it out one day and be like... She's not gonna do that, no.
I can see it
It's
now.
fine.
She's using it to like sweep and just goes, "Oh hey,
No.
here you go. Why don't you just take over?"
No,
Doesn't
no,
really realize
it was gonna be a... She dresses like Red and flies on the broom. But she's not gonna do that.
I like that Meg
Joy.
started the idea and then just bailed on it halfway through.
That would be
Like,
so epic, though.
Yeah.
I have the cruise check.
All
Okay.
right.
Uh-huh.
Drackix.
I have a 15.
Okay. Eva.
4.
No,
I
no.
still can't
Okay.
roll my dice.
Leviticus on.
What was math? 13. No. 13 plus 1, 14.
Okay.
Math.
Red.
17, and that's even without using a reroll.
Okay.
Nice.
I will say that Red and the crew
Uh-huh.
are able to pick up on what you would call enough to survive.
And that
The
is
rest
on
of
top
you-
of what she already knows, because she's already half proficient.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that means that you're now fully proficient.
The rest of you pick up on hello, goodbye, the simpler things.
So we're half
Donde
proficient.
está el baño?
Basically.
Except for Eva, because it all just goes wee.
Yeah, sorry, Eva. You just there's too much brain in there.
You know,
No.
I have an
already.
actual
It's just-
genuine question. Does Cass pick it up?
I'll say that you're busy trying to help
Please hold.
Cass learn, and thus you to both
You fumbled a
of you.
bag.
This child
You
does
never
not get a
know.
modifier.
No, just a straight roll.
She rolled a 9.
Okay.
Also bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces.
Mhm.
She
That
can
sounds
say
fair.
hi, and she lets
I am.
everybody know.
I'm okay with that.
Fun.
Well, I have a couple things on my list I would like to go do.
Sure. I have pulled up every single resource document I could think of in preparation for this. So
So, well, since we covered Nosh already, I was going to do lessons with Zon for herbalism kit.
Yes.
For what?
Herbalism kit.
What did
not
you
what I
think?
heard.
What? Oh no.
You don't want to know.
No, I
I
do.
don't want to know.
I think we all
can
want
you
to
say
know
it
what
on
you
stream?
Yeah, it's not a dirty word.
Please don't break TOS.
I thought instead of herbalism, I thought it was her bosom kit, and I was like, "Oh, what? Oh, wait a minute,
I know
look,
exactly
now-
where
Has
her
a
mind
kit
went.
for that."
Uh,
Are we working on that with watermelons now? Is that what's happening here?
I'm.
These snacks are delicious.
Oh God.
You just shove it in the middle and bam!
Yeah, just
Stop!
It's true. Yep. Yep.
you knew full well the shenaniganery that was about to happen the second you joined stream. So
Zon, roll intelligence check.
Yay. Can I don't know if this would give me a bonus or anything or whatnot. But with her new spells, would that help like locate plants and animals, plant growth, that kinda no.
It gets you the resources. That's all
I
it gets you.
didn't make the joke, okay? Wait, intelligence? That's
Yeah.
13.
What's your current proficiency bonus?
4.
Are you fucking serious? Congratulations. You get your entire proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
rolled a d4. I was like, she'll get whatever she gets out of this. And I rolled a 4.
Fuck yeah. Alrighty.
Well, my other option was going to use the last rune slot of our cannon and put necromancy into it.
Okay.
So we have 3
I'll
options:
say
of
it's
force,
a
fire,
week-
and necromancy.
I'll say it's a week of 8-hour study days, so 10
Mhm.
days to get Zon to pick up on the herbalism kit. And then this would be your second week.
It's okay. She's already proficient in the other one.
No, I figured. Okay. I was like, she needs help with that?
So if you're going
Okay.
to take your second week to accomplish this, what? Let me see.
If you would like a base spell, I have one in mind.
What level is the spell?
6th level.
What is the spell?
I was going to use Life Drain as its main inspiration.
Come on.
As far as
Sixth
damage
level
dice,
spell?
6th level spell does 10d6.
You how do I put this? This is not a weak effort.
Yeah.
This would be akin to enchanting a permanent teleportation circle.
hmm
You will need to do this basically the equivalency of every day for a year.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and knock off 10 days off that list.
All right. So 354. Got it.
Yep. If you can find you a second spellcaster to work a third shift, you could shave some time off then.
Yeah, I don't think our current the other casters on ship have the ability to cast
They
necromancy
cannot
at this
cast
level.
that high. She's an
Yeah.
artificer.
Yeah.
We need 2 more wizards.
I also think I'm the only one
With
who
2
has
more
a
wizards,
necromancy of that spell.
yeah, as much as I hate to exploit the system, technically you could.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to a very good place to get a hire a wizard, just to say. And
What level
You
did
are.
you put it at?
6th level.
Oh yeah, no. Not quite there yet.
Yeah. I think I'm the only one who has the 6th level spells other than red. But red doesn't have any necromancy.
No. She's fire.
I was about to say,
Red
there may
might
be
have a
necromancy
couple low-level
spells, but they really go
necromancy
fire.
But
Yeah. Let me see.
not for the purposes that you want.
No, not for that.
No. Her necromancy spells are healing.
Yes, exactly.
Well, there is Doc's 2 weeks. My question to you, Doc, is
Mhm.
I want to ask this specifically of both player and character. What steps does Doctor believe has been completed for the spear?
Well, as far as I understand, according to what was given to us, step 1, we've completed step 1. We have not received a step 2 yet.
Or we haven't looked for a step 2 yet.
That too. Yeah, we forged it. So Doc thinks step 1 is done. Is waiting for a step 2 to be given.
So I'm going to send you something.
Okay. I am the one holding on to the scroll for it, by the way.
And just to give you a talking point for everyone, one of the mornings that you wake up at your choosing and you just happen to check the scroll, it shows steps 2 and 3. Step 2 is completed.
Oh. Okay. 1 and 2.
Oh, wait.
Great.
Was step 1 the physical forging of the blade, and step 2 was the magical infusion of the blade?
Step 1 was getting the materials, and then step 2 was the forging.
Oh,
Step
So
3.
if you read it, step 2 already has a very thin, almost like a piece of silver wire, which is laid over the text and scratched out.
Okay. Step 3. We need a new item. We need a scroll of true name binding, an ancient incantation that ties the weapon's power to its prey. Process: the wielder must carve the name of the entity into the spear's haft, reciting a binding invocation of exile. The inscriptions must be made with chisel infused with spectral essence.
I need to know when you read this to the crew.
Well, you just said one random morning I would see this. Doc will probably, it'd be, I don't know, we'll say somewhere in week 2.
All right.
Doc would see it, read, make sure he double reads it first, make sure he's understanding what he's reading. Because imagine this, he did this before Zon woke up. And then when everyone's awake, he'll ask them all to gather up and explain and read out to them what the steps are. Maybe they're right before the Nosh lessons or something, you know?
Sounds about right.
Red,
Yes.
high or low?
Hi, always.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, okay, well, there you go.
As these instructions are read out,
Mm-hmm.
you get this horrible sinking feeling in the middle of your chest. You know exactly what spell needs to be used
Oh, which one?
because it was used on you.
Oh, God.
It's a spell that comes to the surface of your mind as you have spent time expanding and reaffirming your connection to the Phoenix. More memories have begun to surface. Specifically a spell called Power Word Subjugate. And you know that is the one that forced you to speak the words of a... How do you put this?
Willing
Typically-
participant.
Typically, yeah. While you were unwilling due to the magic, it fooled the spell, believing you were willing, believing you were a sacrifice.
Okay. Can you put the wording of the third step
Yeah,
into the chat, please?
I'm just going to copy paste it all over to the document. If I can put it into the chat real quick.
Yeah, thanks. Don't ask me where the document is. I don't know.
It's what they called pinned messages.
It's also in notes and resources.
Hey, guess what?
Hey, guess what?
I don't ever look there.
Yeah, she's allergic to notes.
I am so allergic.
Meanwhile, I'm typically the note taker of my campaigns.
Yep.
So, does she get the feeling that her name must be in the sphere?
No.
No.
You just know of the spell.
Okay,
Unless
so
we're
she's got
stabbing you
no
with
other
it.
information about it. Okay.
Right. The purpose of this is that basically it needs to be cast against somebody. So if you're trying to target a specific person or entity,
Oh.
you put
Got it.
their name in the
Aha.
spell.
Okay, that makes sense now. Brain is grasping. Brain is braining.
Mhm.
Right. Well, at least I know what spell needs to be cast for this one.
Is the spell name said out loud?
I just say scroll of true name binding.
Mm-hmm. And then does
She will explain if somebody asks. But she will say out loud that she knows what spell needs to be used.
Drac would ask that question? And as he's asking the question, the compass comes out into his hand. As he
Right.
slowly waits before he opens it and just focuses on scroll of true name binding / scroll of power word subjugate.
Mhm.
And he just focuses on the compass. waits to see where it leads, which way it points.
It might just point back to me.
I'm not sure if it would be reassuring or harrowing for you, Drakix, but it points on your current heading.
Not surprising.
It's real. If he expected it to be that way. If it was anywhere else, he'd just be like, But he's just like, okay.
We
Well,
are going
looks like-
to the second biggest wizard island, to be fair.
Currently, it looks like we have a one-stop shop. Unless, of course, we decide to first angle around the island to make sure that it's pointing to said island.
Right. Fairly sure it's probably pointing to that island.
Given what we know of the
Makes
island,
sense.
it would make sense.
Right.
Well, at least we know now. And he's just going to pocket it for now and just going to wait on it for later.
Well,
When we get
Sorry.
closer.
back to our lessons
good.
then.
To kill me.
We'll continue our lessons then.
Right.
Oh, goodness. My water is still trying to kill me. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Clearly, you didn't. You
Survived
have-
all of this to be taken out by water.
Oh, I should
So
I should remark on this because this is something me and Brendan discussed off stream. Like, I don't think we told everyone yet. On the start of the second week of our trip,
Mhm.
Doc will no longer have to cast Enemy Dead on Bob 2.0.
Oh.
Yay! Bob 2.0 finally listens to us.
So we came up with the idea after 20 days of maintaining control, it's effectively chants the bones of Bob till it's permanent under my control.
Oh, that's good. We could have used that a while
basically,
ago.
you've
but
slammed
that's good.
enough energy into it to just this doesn't fail.
Nice.
He's finally learned to listen to us. That's all it is.
I mean, I can have all my third level spell slots ready for once. Just
Amazing.
attracting one every encounter.
Yeah.
Who would like to go next?
Sure. Sure. Well, we know that at least
You're done talking. At about the second night of having what seems to be finally some free time and no crashes, no life-threatening situations,
Mhm.
you dream.
Booga booga.
That's not
Nice.
terrifying.
You memory walk.
Uh-huh.
You find yourself walking through. Yeah, sit up for this one.
Oh no. Oh
Ah.
shit. Strap in, folks.
You find yourself walking through some sort of small wooden town. The
Okay.
center area you are in, there is a clock tower in the middle of it that's maybe 2-3 stories high. At the keystone of the clock tower, you recognize the number 5 clearly, and you are walking alongside the humanoid shape of your quarry. Currently in a you would imagine they probably take a shape that comforts you because they resemble basically you, your brother, your father, your dad.
Yeah.
It seems to be like an amalgamation of all these comforting figures you know.
Yeah.
And he is walking through the town. You can see townsfolk going through. The smell of a fresh cinnamon treat goes past you, and you notice kind of up the hill there's some paths leading there. Make a perception check for me.
Sure, bud. Sure. Yep. 17.
With 17, you kind of look around, you can gather whatever memory this is. It's from a time when one of your ancestors, I guess, were visiting some kind of a mining town, perhaps, something small scale, nest at the foot of the mountains. Basically, towards the mountains, it's just pure mountains. As far as you can see, a range. To your back, as you're looking at the mountains, it is just rolling hills and forestry. As you can see, your quarry, ancestor, what have you, however Levigazon defines this entity,
Mm-hmm.
kind of looks to you, gives a nod and a wave. You head further up the trail.
And they're staying behind?
No, they're
Oh.
leading.
Okay. Yeah. She'll follow.
And they kind of stop probably about 50 feet shy of one of the mine entrances. And they look to you. This was probably the first place of my faults. And they kind of reach out with their hand and they materialize this, looks like an axe, has long braided wooden haft, with on one side is a blunt hammer's head and the other side is an axe blade. The metal is a little familiar. It is not a typical purplish hue you are seeing, but it is a metal that has slight flecks of constellations within it.
Oh.
And as they hold it, they kind of, put their hands over it, stand with it, and they're just staring at the mine.
What happened in there?
Evil took root. And before I could do anything to stop it, I was whisked away. And you watch as from the 3 pillars that make the entrance of the mine, they begin to sweat. They begin to bleed. A molasses black-like ink.
She just looks at it. Does it look like the stuff that she's seen before?
Yes.
What's happening there? You've seen that before.
Yes, it is one of the ways it slithers through one realm to the next.
The Everhunger.
Its name is quite fitting.
It is. Did you ever deal with it?
I did.
And you didn't make it?
It just turns to you.
Yeah, right. You can't tell me all the things. Okay. How did you deal with it? How can we deal with it? Other than the spear and...
The entity kind of picks the weapon up, hands, and kind of like gestures it towards you, like hands it to you.
She'll take it. Feel it in
Let's
her
go.
hands. You... Bitch, why do you always do this? Just gonna look at the mines. Just gonna look at the hammer. Just gonna go over to the mine entrance.
Okay.
And she's going to swing the hammer on one of the pillars and take it down to collapse the tunnel.
Okay. As you swing on the moment of impact, you wake up.
Damn. Just wakes up, like, sits up, cold sweat,
Drenched.
drenched.
Campaign 1 flashbacks.
No.
Do you look to your hands?
Yeah. Yeah, this has happened
There
before.
are little splinters, wood, both your hands. Let's take a short break.
Damn it.
We're
Yo.
going to take a short 5-ish minute break. We're going to run some ads. We're not going to go anywhere this time, but we are going to run some ads so we can try and keep you guys ad free. You come onto the stream fresh. So we'll catch you in 5. We're just going to chat until then.
Oh, yeah. Need to go grab a drink.
I'm not gonna lie.
I need
I
water.
was fully expecting you to go in that mine, and then under the road figure nerd takes the hood off, and it looks like a person who looks like Doc.
Y'all.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I thought the same
The
thing too.
cinnamon rolls. The cinnamon rolls. You motherfucker.
For context, by the way, the first part of the first campaign is the party going into a mine shaft that has been infected, and we have to either clear it out or save the people in there.
Yeah.
You can guess which option is the one that ends up happening.
You want to know how Vicar was found? In that mine shaft.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
all
yeah.
of the ties are coming together.
You guys
Yep.
are getting towards like mid-end game, okay? They're gonna start making sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just waiting for someone to have a family resemblance to Doc show up at this point.
Right?
I know, right?
Oh my god.
You just hear this voice. Ah, hello, son. You're looking quite healthy.
Oh.
Drunk immediately sort it out.
Oh no.
Goodbye.
Zahn immediately just like punching him in the face. Doesn't fucking care what. No. Absolutely not. Interesting.
I'm so sorry for the rustling. I did not realize that was my fault.
Oh,
It's okay. I server muted and I was like, it's fine. If he talks, he just nope. Not today.
It's fine.
Just
fine.
no.
Just
I have nothing important to say. That's fine.
you do.
Nope, you sure didn't.
Just not at that moment. That's not my address.
What are you flipping out about?
She ordered
Your
food.
went to the
Somebody
wrong place.
misplaced
They-
your watermelons.
Yes, they did.
Did you put the wrong address in, or did it
On
put the wrong
the
address?
second floor through the main stairwell. How is that not fucking clear? There's one. I'll be back.
Okay,
Have fun.
Listen,
Go ahead.
it's
we'll just
it's
talk.
not as bad as, oh, my computer's not working. Yeah, because your office computer is turned off. But I work remote. What do you mean?
Ah!
Oh, Faye. Okay,
just a
I'll
day
be back.
Good day. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, we're
go.
good.
Stream is
We're
good. You're
Yeah.
good.
BS.
Have fun.
Yeah, we'll
Enjoy.
BS.
Yeah.
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 You. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's kind of, in the middle of shit for you. Go get your stuff. Stop talking.
We can swing back to her storyline.
Yeah,
Who would like to go next?
sure. Why not?
Okay.
We have all right. The ads are done.
Drakix.
Mm-hmm.
The first night passes.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up in the middle of the night, cold sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Your room is empty. Typically,
Okay.
you know that in a corner you can see Galen sleeping in
Yeah.
the hammock. It's
Yeah.
empty.
He's going to get up.
Okay.
He's going to take a couple of steps and listen, because there should be crew awake. Before he reaches the door and step outside.
As you listen, you don't hear the crew. What you hear is the sound You're not sure if it's horse hooves or some other heavy beast, but you hear the sound of heavy, like, beast footfalls.
Do I have my weapon on my side?
Do you reach for it?
Yes.
It's not there.
He takes a quick look around the room. Does he see his weapon?
No.
Okay. Okay. He already knows that something's weird because it's not too far away from him ever. So he's just going to take a slow, deep breath.
Mhm.
Is there anything nearby that he can take as a weapon?
I mean, anything's a weapon if you're determined.
I'm trying to think about what would be in your room, and
Listen, even if it's a candlestick, he's going to take it in his hand.
you could grab a candlestick.
He is taking the candlestick and
Okay.
used it and it's now just ready in his hand to be used as a heavy club. He's going to step outside with it
Okay.
in hand.
You open the door.
Mm-hmm.
As you open it, what you see is a forest.
He just turns around for a minute. Is the door still there?
And did you cross the threshold?
Yeah, when he would cross the threshold.
Okay. The room is still there behind you. The door is there.
Mm-hmm.
But you do see, you realize your left hand is still on the doorknob.
He takes a slow, deep
But
breath.
the scene around the door
Mhm.
is forestry. It's not your ship.
Yeah, no, he knows. He knows exactly where he is now. He just takes a slow, deep breath, and then lets go of the doorknob.
Okay.
The door handle. Does the door vanish away in front of him?
It does.
Okay.
As the door vanishes, you don't know why, but your eyes are pulled up to the sky, to where you realize it is not daylight, but yet there is a lot of light.
Mm-hmm.
In the sky is a bright red moon. Make a wisdom saving throw.
That is a 26.
With a 26, you are able to resist the urge to rip your own scales off your body and transform. As you will this transformation to stop, you hear, you're not sure from where, but you can hear a low chuckle.
Are you gonna stop being? And he puts the candlestick like against his shoulders. Like, are you gonna stop being creepy and just come out in front of me now?
All you gotta do is turn around.
And he just slowly turns.
As you turn, you can see probably about maybe 10, 15 feet from you is about, let me think here, 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a floor, 2 walls, and a back to a what appears to be cube made entirely of gold. In it is a single chair with what appears to be a dragonborn, blue-scaled, sitting within it. And his claws are just like this, chin resting on it. That's quite a pickle you've got yourself in.
It's not the first one. It won't be the last one.
I hope not. And he stands and he walks to the edge of the cube and no further. Puts up a claw, and you watch as it flexes against some kind of invisible force. He just tries to tear at it. You can see the animosity behind it.
So you weren't willing either, huh?
To keep living.
So, another unwilling participant in the world's quote-unquote great plan to save everyone?
No. There was a time I was willing. This thing chews at enough scales for long enough. Kind of make it go a little outside the box.
So, you're stuck. Now, second guessing the decision, I take it. And he does step closer to the box.
Okay.
Doesn't pass it, doesn't try to even go through it. He just stands almost like right in front of it. Not even taunting or anything. He's just mild curiosity to know like what he's really been through.
Closer now. You're not sure what this thing is before you. It appears dragonborn, but its musculature is too thin. I wouldn't say sickly, but definitely thinner than what you are and what most dragonborns are. Most are known for their physicality. This one seems a little frail almost, but there is something either in awe or terrifies you behind those eyes. There's a power.
So it sucked you dry. And sucked away your pride.
Trying. It was hard enough to pierce a little hole, and you watch as just the fingernail presses through this barrier to get my little gift to you.
What do I call you?
I know not my name anymore, but I know you.
That doesn't surprise me. So you know me. You know who I am. You know what I've done. I know nothing about you.
No?
And I would actually like to take this time to have a proper conversation with you. Instead of the last time where you just took control. I might have been willing.
Blame me.
No. No, let me make myself clear. What you did was helped me in my most needed time. And I appreciate that. But at the same time, I would like to know what I should call you in case we have these conversations in the future. Because I don't want to sit here and look at who you are and not know what I should call you.
Blood of my blood. Follow your family's tree. And with that, you watch as, out of nowhere, the final door of the cube slams shut. And with that sound, you sit upright. You see Galen standing there, hovering over you, candlestick, shaking you. Hey, Captain.
Just take a slow, deep breath. What did you say? Or hear? No, to be honest. Tell me what you saw.
You can see he's got a dagger in his hand.
What?
I thought you were in pain. You were howling like some kind of crazy wolf or something. Came down here ready to shank somebody, and it's just you.
That was just the curse that didn't like the fact that I held it at bay.
Well,
So
like,
sorry.
shoots the dagger and like pats your shoulder like awkwardly. Glad you're you. He just fucking leaves.
He goes like open his mouth to say something else, but he just leaves it alone. He's like, for later. But he does take out one of his notebooks and writes down with a bunch of question marks, use compass to find heritage. As if like he's unsure if he wants to, but he knows that he needs to.
Okay.
But he just sits there, just like sitting on the bed, one knee up, and he just slowly closes his eyes and just goes back to everything. Just tries to remember the image of the cube and what it was, as well as the feelings from it, to kind of just help solidify his control over the wolf.
Okay.
From what happened in that moment. Because he doesn't want to let it out at a moment's notice. He only wants to do it within his control. So he's going to try to remember how he fought off the feeling of the transformation and try to just hold on to that and try to keep it that. So for the rest of the night, that's what he's doing.
Okay. That wraps up your night. Are there many of your weeks that you have? Anything you wish to accomplish?
He would eventually ask Red about her thoughts on his little
Okay.
visit.
Oh, goody. Here we go.
Yes, here we go.
It's just you.
It's just a very simple question. He just goes, I had a visit. And then he tells her, like, what happened. Doesn't tell her the conversation itself. Just tells her what he did. And then how the cube slammed shut on him. And also like what the cube looked like and everything else.
Well, at least we know he was willing. That's one thing. Well, originally willing and just not willing anymore. Still alive, if not intact.
No, definitely alive. Just no strength. I'm
Right.
sure at this point a wind could just push him over.
You know, I don't think either dragons or Jinn, for that matter, have the regenerative properties necessary for it to be wholly successful. But I know a bit of what he's going through. Especially if he's no longer willing, we should certainly try and get him out. Now we just need to find an island of giant lizards.
He really gave me a hint. So. And he just brings out the first compass they found. And just kind of holds it up, doesn't open it. Probably that's going to be the next step after Volantos.
Right. Makes sense. We should certainly try and find all three.
Mm-hmm. And as he goes to turn around, he just looks at it and goes like, what would you name him? Or what do you think his name is?
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me pull up my notes. Correct me if I'm wrong, DM, but she has his name, doesn't she? I think she was told at some point what his name was. Hold on.
We have the Jin's name,
The Jin's name.
but I don't think we have the dragon's name.
I could be entirely mistaken. Hold on, let's see.
I'm going to say yes, we do, because I was reading Meg's lips.
I'm looking at my notes.
I just gotta remember the dragon's name.
It's in my notes somewhere. I know it is.
I do remember hearing the name.
Yeah, I know. I remember writing it in my notes and I just can't find it. She remembers the name though. Began with a T. I remember that.
Veilthorn the Wise?
Was it Veilthorn?
Hold on.
While they're digging through their notes, Trackix,
Mm-hmm.
what else would you like to do with your 2 weeks?
Probably teach Cass more about like navigation, ship-wise, and maybe some dagger skills, just because.
She understands it as well as a child of her age can understand it.
Listen, he doesn't expect her. He is pretty much what he's doing is laying the groundwork down. Even if she doesn't comprehend everything, the fact that she knows it currently means that it's going to slowly be ingrained. It's going to become second nature to her when she needs it in that moment. That's what he's trying to do. But yeah, that's really about it.
Wasn't it Tyrokos? The name of the three-headed dragon warden of the Calamity? Pretty sure.
That sounds
Before the
right.
islands rose, Tyrokos was one of the most feared due to his power to reshape reality through sheer force of will, similar to shaping the dream realm. Yeah, that's him.
Do it.
Right. Did I not tell you about Tyrokos?
No. Or you might have, and we were in the middle of things, and I might have just glazed over that aspect of it as I was trying to figure out everything else in the moment. Possible. It is possible, so I'm sorry for that. That is on me.
You're fine. You're fine. I'm used to you ignoring things I say that might possibly be important. It's fine.
He just looks at her, just goes, and you do the same exact thing, but I don't hold it against you. Anyway.
Did I say I was holding it against you? I said it was fine. Stop overreacting. Calm yourself.
And he just looks at her.
I
just
like to imagine this
great.
conversation is happening over breakfast.
Yeah.
Probably.
She just takes a sip of her coffee. Stop being so dramatic. Right. So his name is Tyrokos. He is a three-headed. Well, he didn't have three heads in your vision thing, right?
Well, if he did have three heads, he probably doesn't have enough strength to summon out the other two.
Right.
Because the fact of the matter is, he looked scrawny as hell.
Right.
I'm surprised he was actually even able to pierce the cube with his claw.
That's fair. Right. Well, before the islands rose, he was one of the most feared due to his power to reshape reality through sheer force of will. Kind of almost like what we do in the dream realm.
Mm-hmm.
So it would make sense that it was him.
So we just have to find him and see what we can do. All right. I just wanted your feedback and make sure the fact that I wasn't going to And he kind of like takes a moment, like think of the best way. He eventually just gives up. He goes, I just didn't want to make a mistake with the way that he was acting.
Right.
So,
well,
I
she
don't want
does
to
actually grow
release.
serious for him.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of like takes a deep breath and lets it out really slowly. To be quite honest with you, I'm in an incredibly lucky position. I've been able to retain some of my sanity anyhow. Being partially outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not entirely certain how sane either of the other trapped entities would be unleashed upon the world as they are. That's not to say they need to stay in the box, because they do not.
No, that is my biggest concern.
Right.
I don't want to save the world from one calamity to give it another.
Right.
So therefore, that is why I'm asking for your counsel.
Right. At the very least, we should probably come up with a plan of some sort to ease them back into reality, maybe? Or buffer what powers they do have, because I cannot imagine a being as powerful as him unleashed upon the world as mad as he likely is. I only, myself, experienced 20 years.
Yeah.
Now multiply that by 10. I know you probably like nobody probably can grasp the enormity, but it is very likely he will not be wholly sane.
No, he was doing a lot of laughing, and yeah, so I believe sanity is out the window at this point, but I will make sure to confer, and we will come up with a plan when it comes down to it.
Which, I hate to say it, there should probably also be a plan for me. I don't know if my two consciousnesses will rejoin, or if I will simply regain my powers. But after having experienced what I did of it, I'm quite sure I'm mad in there.
We will figure that out when it comes down to it.
Only
At
I will
least
have a
we-
body that is not sickly and far less easily able to be contained.
Yes. I am, honestly, after seeing Tirakost, a little bit concerned for Jaxel, too.
Right.
So, I guess he's also going to be after, or I guess before Tirakost, depends on where they are.
We just need to make sure we don't end up potentially fighting them and the Everhunger at the same time.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Or the three of us and the Everhunger at the same time.
It'll just be like a cannon. I'm just going to try to steer the three of you, if need be, at the Everhunger and just let it be.
Well, that's actually quite a good point.
Choo-choo, mother.
It'll be very simple. Just like, hey, you guys are pissed off and angry. That's the thing that really caused everything. So have at it. We're going to sit over here and offer support.
It's just the option. Just bling, 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 summons.
Phoenix, I choose you!
It'll be Final Fantasy X summons.
Yeah.
Dark
Red
Souls
goes
when
in
you summon all
front.
your cooperators. in
Yeah.
Dark Souls.
Red just goes in front, the rest of us run behind, summons the Phoenix and everything. Oh, God almighty.
There we go. Eva, what would you like to do
Eva.
with your downtime?
Eva is spending time in her pocket dimension
Okay.
when people are not busy, because she assumes they're going to have 8-hour days doing their own shit.
Mhm.
She basically just borrows everyone into a powwow, and she will burn her channel divinity and her form of
Mhm.
dread
Mhm.
to basically summon the portal that she can make to the dream realm.
Okay.
And the goal is to learn how to shape things in the dream realm. Starting with like an apple that she gives to Zahn
Mhm.
randomly. And then from there she starts getting like a brick and then like a table, and then she wants to see how much effort it takes to do these things
Mhm.
over
Doc,
time.
Doc would assist her with it if he is free to do so.
I would say you would be expended.
I figured.
You can take part and watch, but as far as like give energy to assist, you're tapped.
Fair.
I figured he would be too, so he was my first thought. I'm like, ooh, Doc can help, and then nope, not anymore.
Nope.
Because Doc has done what you're trying to do before, so.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. So, seeing how this is unique to you and an ability. Let me think here. For the purposes of this check, you're going to use your persuasion modifier, but it's not
Okay.
a persuasion check. It's just the first skill I saw that combines the correct attributes I want to use. So, use that to make me a check.
I hate my life. 16.
Okay. With a 16, you're able to get to simple things, but not very large things. I would say simple things that can fit within a 5-foot square. So, a piece of lumber. I would say you try to get like a chair, but because it's multiple pieces of lumber and shape and all these things, it's difficult to really nail that down.
Good enough. Would she be able to use the dream realm to form that chisel that is required in the next step?
I would say you can make the chisel, but you're unsure if it will satisfy the means of what is needed.
Fair enough.
But you can mimic the shape.
She knows the party, and she knows we don't have a chisel. So
Right, yeah.
he
Doc-
has given us a chisel. That's all I care about.
Doc has a magically infused Tinker's Tool kit, remember? I don't think it's the specifics we need for it, but it does have the tools.
Yeah. But she's just gonna start making things like bricks and just small items that she can use to get proficient with crafting in this space.
Okay. I'd say it's easy enough for you to make the base materials. Bricks, lumber, things like that.
It's actually a really good use for this, actually. As a training space.
Kind of.
I will say, if you need to, Doc can cast non-detection on you to make you feel more comfortable in there.
I mean, she wasn't intending on staying in there very long, but also there's no time limit on it, so Like, Eva was gonna spend like 5 to 10 minutes, and if
Mhm.
people wanted to do things in there with her, they can, because everyone can use the portal. So, like, if there's things you want to do in that space, you're welcome to.
I just know
But-
you've had some problems.
Oh
And
yeah, no,
one casting
she's
of is 8 hours, so you know.
she's her anxiety is through the roof, but also there's something in the back of her mind from what that elf said, and it's just been nagging at her and nagging at her and nagging at her, and she can't let it go. So she needs to do something with the space.
That's fair. I learned the spell because you wanted to use
Yep.
it.
And we're going to make use of it. Don't worry.
Okay.
It is in the book, in the books, and in the works, in the
Mhm.
works.
I just wanted to bring it up in
Yep.
case you did want to use it.
I like in the Burks. I'm gonna use that one.
In the
I like
Burks.
it. I do.
See, saying that, it just reminds me of Dr. Burke from Grey's Anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
He's an asshole of a character.
Ah,
Yeah. I didn't like
Fit Eva.
I didn't watch it enough to know who you're talking about.
It's okay.
But
So-
also that gives all of the party access to that space if they want to do anything.
Yes. Absolutely. She's probably at some point during the 10 days of learning the herbalism kit, sees the portal, looks at Doc, stands up, gives him a kiss on the forehead, and goes through the portal.
Okay.
Just like, give me like a 20-minute break. I need a break.
Yeah.
Brain no
You head
work.
through.
Yes.
Eva, I need you to describe to me what would be a comfortable place for you.
So
Like Eva's ideal comfort.
Eva's ideal comfort?
Yes, as
In
far as a
range.
structure goes.
She is essentially replicating her house in the dream space.
Okay.
And trying to learn how to like actually build walls and structures to put around the portal so that when they teleport in, they have their own space there.
Okay.
That is her long-term goal.
Well, the good news is, upon forming the portal and going through and staying in the same, thinking of the same spot over and over and over again, while you may not be able to manifest the complex items, you do notice that the more times you come to the same spot, you see more and more of a wall is completed, more of a floor is there. So Zahn, after like, week and a half, you're like, what the hell's going on in there?
Yeah.
You get up, you shake your brain out because you're like, I need a fucking break. you,
Brain. Yep.
You Doc kiss on the forehead, you head inside, and you're back in Wingata, in Eva's home.
I feel like she does like that Spider-Man pose of like, wait, I recognize that. It's like, did you? Is this like a teleport? Are we back on Wingata here?
No.
No? Okay. You, oh.
And Eva just manifests another apple for her.
Thanks. So,
The question is the countertop with or without a dragon foot in it?
Without, because she's still pissed.
I don't think your countertop's right. Something's missing from that.
Oh, don't worry, that was intentional.
Right, okay.
If he puts another footprint in it, I'll just shave it off of his scales.
I can make that happen.
I know you can. That's
Okay,
half the
no.
point.
Noted. Alrighty. I wanted to try something. I don't know if it would do anything because I don't know what this is, but I there's nothing out
Think
there.
about it.
I need to sit down for this. And she goes to the couch and sits
Yeah.
down. And she's gonna
Make it happen.
try and make it happen, which is a weird concept in her mind. Because she's trying to do a spell to do a thing. She's gonna try and locate animals or plants,
Okay.
right? Because it's a different realm, so are there things, or do they just
Mhm.
appear?
You cast the spell.
Yeah.
Zon becomes a wolf sister.
There is no return ping.
Okay. She's going to think about a flower in a vase on the table. Very hard.
Okay.
Yep.
Make an intelligence check.
Yep. Join the club.
17.
17?
Yep.
Okay.
It's MySpace. I can't even roll that.
You manifest a Crayola drawing approximation of what a plant would look like.
Suzanne drawing. Okay, noted.
Yeah.
That. She looks over to Eva. That's kind of what I had pictured. Hold on, let me try this now. And she's gonna try and again ritually cast the spell. Does
Okay.
that ping it?
Does not.
This realm is
Weird.
odd. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think my other idea would work, so I'm not gonna spend the time. Doc's probably.
As you kind of like think about that and you're looking, you kind of catch a glimpse outside one of the windows
Yeah.
and you watch as something just floats by.
Is there a door to the outside, quote unquote, of this house?
Did you make
There's
a door?
there's not even a door yet. She hasn't made it that far.
Nope. There's
You have
walls and
half
windows.
walls. That's it.
Half. Oh. Did you see that float? But what? Can she like open the windows? Are the windows operable?
It's just a hole.
She'll
it's just a
peek her
hole.
head out.
You peek your head out, and as you look, make a perception check.
Where's my dice? This one. Natural 20 for
Four.
You see
25.
the back of this weird spherical fleshy shaped creature with a bunch of little like tendrils popping off of it, and you watch as one of them turns and it's got a little eyeball on it looking at you.
Eva? Were you having
Zahn?
nightmares or?
And then the whole thing shifts and it's just got one giant eye and just teeth of a smile.
Eva. Eva.
Does Eva know what this is? Has she even heard of this thing?
Considering their aberrations, nature check is not gonna help you here, so give me an arcana check.
That's
Can
actually
s-
better. Thank you.
Can Zahn also do this to understand what it is?
Sure.
It doesn't freaking matter.
13?
That's the
Roll
same.
those dice away.
With a 13.
Oh, I do have a D4. Hang on.
Okay.
You made a good call. 15.
15. With a 15, you've heard about creatures like this. You know that typically there are creatures that are born directly from dreams and are born through things that dream. They have a word that is harrowing to most adventurers. And they are known as beholders.
Eva.
This is their home turf, one
Yep.
would say.
Eva, I
Stares
really
at you,
think
Zahn.
we should probably get out of here. It's a weird eye creature thing.
And it moves towards you.
She goes back and like presses against the back of the wall, like,
Okay.
Eva, what are we doing?
Like, I'm not here, but I'm here.
Yeah.
How about we just leave for now? And we'll
Yeah.
come back later.
Yeah, I agree. Okay? Yeah, okay. Song goes through the portal.
Okay.
We could,
Yep.
Can we...
And I will. Yep.
Yep.
Are you closing the door?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Shutting that baby down.
What? Eva? What was that?
Hey Doc.
Yes.
What do you know about beholders?
That's a good question. What do I know about beholders, Brandon?
Oh
Do
gosh.
you want an Arcana check?
Give me Arcana or History.
Oh, you know what I'm good doing, so. Well, Brandon? What do I know about beholders? As
There's
I
a
roll
reason.
a 31.
There's a reason I asked Doc.
With a 31, these creatures were at a point in time, most recently, kind of like a side study for you because Dream Realm, Dreamborn creatures, you started looking into them just kind of on the side when you had a moment
Mhm.
here or there. You know that beholders are only brought into existence by dreams of other beholders. No one really knows where the first beholder came from, but they know that more of them come from when beholders dream of other beholders. Problem is that beholders don't like beholders, and typically they fight for turf and resources a lot.
Hmm.
They are creatures that have many eye stalks, and they're able to do very bizarre things with the arcane abilities imprinted upon them.
And they just kind of float throughout the dream realm.
They float out the dream realm. Those that can puncture their way into this space typically are a larger threat. Honestly, it would almost be better to find one in the dream realm because maybe it doesn't have the strength to punch through. But
Well,
there's a chance you would be taking.
well, beholders are quite interesting about creatures. They only exist because other beholders exist. They're creatures made of dreams of other beholders. It's a weird paradox, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, they're not
And-
typical.
If one just, so happened to peek through the window in the dream realm, wouldn't be anything like cataclysmic, right?
I wouldn't say cataclysmic, but definitely mortally endangering.
Yep.
They do have quite a array of abilities. Each little tendril eye stalk has its own ability, though they do vary in strength. Not all beholders are strong, and not all beholders can pierce through the dream realm into reality.
How big was this one?
You were a snack.
She's always
Zon-
a snack.
She's always a snack. Zon just looks at Eva like pale blood, just like, right, okay. I feel like you shouldn't go in there alone anymore. Maybe.
That's why I'm doing it after hours, so, you guys can
Yeah.
come hang out and do
Yeah.
things, and
Yeah.
maybe I don't get dragged off to a castle halfway across the world.
Noted.
I
Yep.
feel like
Mhm.
Drag at this point just comes down, just goes like, it's close. Wait, what's this about a castle dragged? What? Huh?
So I'm building a castle in the dream realm, and apparently there are people, monsters, who live there, and they want to eat us.
They are territorial creatures as well, so. But they will also fight each
So-
other.
So we just have to assert dominance over them, right?
Well, killing them would be better.
Asserting dominance, you kill a few, you get the territory,
I hear
Yeah.
her a pet, but anyway, possibly. Should I hold the idea of trying to attain the curse in the Dreamwell as a proxy? Then
I don't know. We have to see if it's a regular visitor or not first. It might have
Well-
just been floating by,
It's very possible we were not in its territory and it just happened to be there.
I mean,
But
possibly. It also might have just become its territory for all we know.
That's also possible, and we have to deal with it later.
But,
Or it'll eventually break through reality and come into here.
If you would like to try in the space, I assume we have a few more days. You can pop in there and see what happens.
can we make a cage first?
I'm-
Simple. Okay, let me explain the thought. Let me explain the thought
Sir,
process.
I'm trying to learn how to build a wall.
Okay. Okay, never mind.
You
That's
should
on
see
me,
the
so
flower
sorry.
that I made. It's glorious. Yep.
Can I see it?
No, she closed the thing. I didn't. I was thinking about staying
Can we
alive.
build a cage here and bring it in the portal?
Well, yes.
We don't have the
but,
materials.
yeah, we don't have the materials to do so.
Not something we can just like fabricate.
Well, unless you want a wooden cage, but I don't think that will be strong enough for what Dracus is looking
Mhm.
for.
Cool. I will work on it. It might take a day or two.
Listen,
that-
it's not a rush. It's just I
It's a
kind of
good
held
idea.
it back for a
It's-
little while.
It's a good
and
idea.
I don't want to be at its whim. I want it to be at my whim. So
Hey, do you want to try werewolf versus beholder and see who wins?
Beholder would win.
Mm.
We can defeat a werewolf.
Though that does make me think. We can make werewolf fight beholder, and as werewolf gets its ass beat before it kicks the bucket, we go in and save it.
You do realize you're the werewolf in the scenario,
Yes,
right?
I know that. That's beside the point. No, because I was going to try to separate it out of me and try to give it its own dream body to.
That's a bit complicated to. I don't know how. I'll need to experiment.
I don't
in
know
there
either.
for that.
I don't know.
but
Either. It was a random idea.
No, that might
it's-
actually.
It might be possible. We just need to experiment with it. I'm just too
Yeah.
exhausted to go in there and actually help with this.
Mm.
It's okay. Once again, Brendan, it's not much of a rush. I believe I held it back for a while.
I do
And
recommend.
we will keep holding it back.
I do recommend if the beholder remains there, don't engage. Just leave.
Noted.
I'll try to actually. You see him just think about it for a minute and just go, I'm gonna go fishing. Because we have fishing rods. And as he walks, it's like, we'll just, in case he decides that it wants to be hungry, we have food.
I actually don't know what they eat. I don't even think they eat, actually.
It doesn't matter. It's gonna get cloud sharks or cloudfish, whatever cloud aquatic life form I can get.
It can probably eat those and still be hungry because it might be, since it's, a dream creature, something like me that
Eat
likes
strings?
dreams. Yeah.
That could be why it came to you. Maybe they found your dream
Kinship?
buildings. Well, maybe not kinship, more of you were making food and it smelled it.
Oh, I don't like that idea. I don't like that at all.
I don't like it either. That's just not going to try to get cloud aquatic.
So what
life
you're saying
forms.
is make a dream fish and throw the dream fish at it.
Yeah,
That would
with the
probably
red
work
ones,
better. Yeah.
See what happens.
I mean, I have a
Testing.
very nice diagram of a large sky shark. We can probably use that as a reference.
That's true.
Or if I
Testing
give you a
required.
real one, you could always just use that.
Again,
And Drac is already like outside on the deck, already grabbing one of the fishing rods, and it's just like, already on the side, gets a chair, ties it down to the dock, to the deck, just to make sure, and already just sits back and just starts fishing.
I'm sure Grav will appreciate some more variety in the food.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep.
I feel like 3 of them realize, like, oh wait, we can fish in the meantime. I grab like the other 2 fishing rods we have.
Just don't fish up a kraken again.
That
But
was
yeah,
one time.
that would be most of Eva's 2 weeks is figuring out what her constraints are currently
Gotcha.
and letting other people play in there.
Play.
All right. Oh, Zon.
Hi.
Since that night, there were no further memory walks.
Okay. I feel like going back, rewind, that night she probably would have woken up Doc if Doc hadn't already woken up by her waking up.
I mean, there's a chance.
Probably
He's
ask.
not.
Huh?
I wouldn't say Doc's a light sleeper, but he's not a heavy sleeper.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And would he have had the tea? because they still have
No.
tea.
He hasn't been taking no tea in a while.
True, which is good. Zahn probably would have woken him up and asked him to take the splinters out of her hands and save them.
Precipitation.
No, and save them.
You don't destroy them with precipitation. You just move one thing from the other. You can't get rid of dirt, for example.
Okay. She'll put them in like a little jar or something, and she wants to try something which she doesn't think will work, but she says fuck it and tries it.
Okay.
So probably like the next day or whenever, she is going to let me find it real quick. She's gonna try plant growth. And that's gonna be a full day. She's going to spend the 8 hours enriching the land, aka the planting pots that she has, which she's probably stuck a few of the splinters in.
And all the other plant stuff we have too.
And all the other plants that are around the whole ship, because it's a half-mile radius. So she wants to see if anything grows from A, those splinters, and B, the rest of the plants that they have on the ship.
A tree just
Nothing
comes out
grows.
from clouds.
Nothing grows from the splinters.
Okay, cool.
Your normal plants,
Yes.
they yield their
Awesome.
expected results.
Cool. So that's the plants that we got from the other world and the tea plants. And I unfortunately did not plant any of the medicinal herbs. Sadly. Okay.
But we have tobacco now, and incense.
That is true. That is very true. I think that's it for her.
Okay. So the one side of the ship is now basically a greenhouse.
Yes. Yes, it is. And so is
Track
Doc and Zahn's room.
to your stress levels, the ship now is slightly like this.
Zahn's just tending to the plants.
And just like, balance the ship, please.
Are you me?
You start
Did
watching as
I-
they're moving things from one side to the other, and eventually it just.
Whoops.
The entire time he hasn't moved from
Yeah.
his chair. He's just been fishing. He's just told them all. He's just like,
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with it currently. Just
I imagine he just points to the coffee mug. That's not level. You're moving.
And because she can, she decides to make flower crowns because there's now an abundance of plants. She absolutely makes flower crowns for the whole crew.
Okay.
we do have some flowers from Dog's Home Island, actually.
Oh
We
yeah,
got that from the manor.
that is absolutely growing in their bedroom, and there's a bunch there now.
Red grabs hers and it immediately burns.
Hey
Didn't
Doc,
say
can you
anything, but
fireproof. Can you fireproof this one, please?
I do not have that spell.
Damn.
puts it on her head, lights herself on fire. Oops.
Oops.
You see a wrapped gift go back into her bag. But on that note, she'll one evening or whatever pull Red aside.
Do we run out of watermelons?
No, I can grow those now because we have seeds from the watermelons, and now we can
Right.
eat all the watermelons we want. Yeah.
Right.
Water,
Eat
water,
watermelons.
water,
Right.
Yeah. Totally just for eating.
Mhm.
We don't have any in our
Right.
bedroom. It's fine.
I don't need to know.
No.
Mhm.
So remember how down on the island below the clouds, and there was a bunch of weird times for you and all that, and you gave up a fair bit, and you couldn't fly for a bit, but now you have wings, so this is kind of, I don't know. Here, I got you this. And she'll just hand over a wrapped, weird-looking shape present.
A weird-looking shape that's suspiciously broom-shaped.
Yes. Somewhat.
I mean, how would you disguise it from looking broom-shaped?
So
You make it more boxy than
Yeah.
in broom shape.
it is a little like kind of boxier because the paper used to wrap it was that thick like construction parchment.
Nice.
That's what they had available.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
All
think of like
fair.
paper grocery store bags.
Okay. All right. Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
And I didn't know that you were going to get your wings, but while we were on Beacon Trove, I got you something, and it's... Yeah. Just open it.
She will go ahead and like suspiciously start unwrap. She's got this like. She's gonna unwrap it.
As you open the first bit of it, what you are met with is this bright, well-stained cherry red haft of a broomstick that has little elvish styled engravings of flames that turn into the script of a magical word. And as you get the whole thing unveiled, you can see it is a very stylish replacement to your broom of flying.
You got me another broom.
I did. Yeah.
Cute.
You're welcome.
That's quite nice. This one won't drain my magic, which is
Helpful.
preferable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh.
So,
It looks quite nice. I hope you didn't spend too much money on it.
I didn't. It wasn't my money. It was Jack's. So, look, if there was any money blaming to be blamed, it would be Drax because he trusted me with the money. So
Technically, he trusted Doc with the money, and Doc gave you the money.
that is also true. He trusted Doc, and then Doc spent the money for me, and then yeah.
It's a long-winded explanation, but
It's
just
me.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this will be put to good use.
Good. I'm glad. Don't lose it.
Appreciate it.
It's irreplaceable. Yep.
Do you take it for a test drive?
She absolutely does.
You
What's the
speak
Elvish
command-
word on the side?
It just says flight.
Okay.
Good.
What's the word?
You say the word, and it kind of straightens itself and floats, 2-3-ish feet off the ground. You sit upon it.
Mhm.
You kind of think of direction where you want to go, and you watch as the straw bristles that make up the broom part of this ignite. You take off.
Yeah. Just what she needed, a flying flaming broomstick.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. It's gonna be difficult to get her off the broom now.
Yeah, I figured as much. So I was probably just standing there watching, like, yep, I did a good.
I did it good.
I did a good.
All right.
What?
Well, I believe I've gone around and spoken with everyone, but I want to double check. Is there anything that we didn't cover for your 2 weeks of downtime?
I mean, Red's gonna be concentrating on imbuing her dagger in her downtime. Yeah.
What spell?
I think it was Immolate. Hold on.
It was.
Let me. Yeah. That is a
5th.
yeah
level?
Immolation. Yeah, it's a 5th level spell.
Okay. That's going to take some time.
Yeah, I know. That's why she spends like every spare moment doing it.
You're going to spend all 20 days on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
She wants this dagger as a backup just in case she finds herself without her magic.
Okay. Go ahead and just put on there that you have 20 days worth of work on it.
Great.
I'll
Cool,
let you know when
thanks.
you've reached completion.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks.
All right.
Poor puppy is trying to misbehave as much as possible.
Oh,
I'm just like, no, please.
Mhm.
As these 2 weeks pass, each of you have your downtime. Oh, was there any discussions you want to have about the events of the above the table question is there any in-character conversations you guys want to have about the events of the campaign?
Okay, I don't have any questions about that. But I do want to point out, because I thought about this. As it gets closer to the end of the 2 weeks, Doc's mood would slowly get a little sadder.
Sona's absolutely checking in on him on that. Probably just sitting in their room one day.
Jack would drag him over to fish more.
I don't think I have the time for that, actually.
Listen, he will drag you away for like at least 20 minutes. Sit you
You
down.
have, I would say, when you're basically your rest could be sitting and just,
Mhm.
I say
Conversing.
fishing, but it's more like Drakex throws the line and just hands it to you.
It's that moment where two guys go to the pond and just hand each other a beer, talk.
Yeah, basically,
go.
yeah.
You two do
Just
that.
looking over the side of the ship. You don't really have to have much conversation. It's just relaxing in the moment, and that's all he tries to do.
But I imagine Zon would get to him first then.
Listen, she would have anyway. He
Mhm.
Drac is not going to get involved in that. That's your fiance. Nope, he's not. He knows better. He just goes, I'll wait. I got a problem.
They'll probably just be lounging somewhere on the boat. So, you okay? Seem a bit, I don't know, down.
Well, I shouldn't be, but my birthday's in a few days.
It is.
But this is the first birthday I'll have without my wife and daughter.
Yeah.
I still have you guys, but
It's different.
still getting used to it.
Yeah.
Used to be a happy day,
I mean, it can still be a happy day, just a different kind of happy.
Yeah, you're right. I just need time to get used to it.
Yeah.
You'll see, as he's talking, he's kind of messing with the deck of cards he has.
Do you want to do something to remember them on your birthday?
I think that'd be nice. Though I don't know really what to do.
Well, I mean, you have your magic. So I'm sure you could come up with something like that. Or what if we go into Eva's dream realm and we could do something there?
I could probably do a mix of both then.
Yeah.
Like fight a beholder.
Party crash.
Yeah, basically.
Stop giving him ideas.
the
Look, he's
thinking
already throwing it
DM.
out there. He's already throwing it out there for us.
It's
He's
true.
letting us for us. We're the bait. We're taking the bait this time,
We
not
are,
him.
we are.
How challenging is 2 beholders considered?
Ah.
You just take one and double it, obviously.
Yeah, it's fine.
Dun, dun,
You guys will
dun,
be
dun.
fine. Don't have a cone of anti-magic. You're fine.
I have counterspell. I think someone has dispel magic here.
Oh, fun. Fun.
But that
Be
being said,
fine.
Mhm.
I don't know. I can probably come up with something, I guess, to remember them by. And well,
Yeah.
I mean, this is Doc gestures to his mask and outfit. This is one of the last gifts I have for them, as well as these cards.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm guessing a big birthday is probably not in the cards for you.
at least not this year.
Okay. I'll make sure we celebrate it, but quietly. Not a big thing.
I can appreciate that.
Because it's you and I want to celebrate you.
Well, I can't stop you from celebrating.
No, especially if I have a few drinks. Which I'll make sure not to have and get too rowdy. So,
I know your limit.
yeah. I don't think we have enough booze on the ship to pass that limit.
Well, we'll be arriving dockside on my birthday, so
That is also true.
You never ask track. There's always enough booze.
That is true. I'm not going to say try and cheer up, because that's a very hard thing to do with what happened. But remember the good times you had with them, right?
I do.
Good.
But I'll get past this. You know that.
I know you will. And you know I'm always here to listen.
And I appreciate that.
Good. Now I think
I do love you.
I love you too. Don't make that face, B. I saw the
But
face.
it's so cute.
Aw.
Big fluffy barbarian.
Me. Now I'm pretty sure Drakix is gonna try and pull you aside to go fishing. Good luck with that.
Thinking about it, I don't think Doc's ever gone fishing.
Oh, that's true.
Like I know not with the group he's never been. I'm like thinking past life. I don't think he's actually gone fishing.
No need.
No?
Yeah.
You were the resident physician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have the need to. If anything, fish was payment sometimes.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, because you were probably, most of your payment was like chicken eggs,
Trade.
fish, things. Yeah,
If they couldn't pay me in coin, they pay me in something else.
yeah.
Was a bartering system. Whatever you could offer.
Because Doc
Yep.
Doc had hard time. Doc has a hard time turning patients down.
Yeah.
But yeah, Doc.
Patience, he said.
Look, I have a category of patients and experiments. There are two separate categories for a reason. It just so happens that patients can sometimes transfer over after a certain point.
There's just some overlaps, like a Venn diagram sometimes.
But Doc would probably the next day or something. Doc will go over and see Drakix.
Just pulls up a
You just
chair and
see some-
sits down.
Leaning backwards a little bit. The hat kind of like over. He kind of looks asleep, and really all it is. The moment he sits down, he just goes, "Here, just focus on the line and Don't
Okay.
think about anything. Just enjoy the scenery and everything, because you've been you're taut rope currently. This should help you unwind a little, if any.
I guess we'll see. I've never done this before.
Pulls up a
Oh.
sky shark.
Look,
Immediately
always
he's in all
possible.
secrets, the sky shark.
Really need to know what time of day this is happening.
It
Is this
depends
an
on
end of
when
day
Doc
affair?
is. He
It'd
Draco
probably be
tried to get
afternoon,
him-
like after dinner or something.
Okay.
So dusk.
Because
yeah.
So
yeah,
after dinner, duskish. Eva, what would you be up to?
We're still in our 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
Roughly?
Yeah.
Yeah, that portal would be open. She'd be going like in and out
Okay.
as she tries to make things.
Levikazan?
She'll probably be in the portal with Eva, remembering what happened. She'll be like
Okay.
watching.
You do see some like chew marks on some of the pieces of the house.
First, my own freaking dragon. Now, goddamn beholder. Chewing on my goddamn house.
Crystal, the dragon did not chew on
She's
it.
just gonna get like the mole away sensors, but for beholders.
Yeah. Zon will concentrate on
Red,
fixing
what would you be up
those.
to?
She's probably concentrating on her dagger, and she likely has. She's probably in their room, and likely has
Okay.
her urn in her lap
I need
while she's doing it.
Drakix, Doctor, and Red to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, good
all
lord!
right. Consistent.
Okay, that's fair.
Good lord.
Look, I can't keep rolling 30s every time.
Drakix?
I have a 14. Doc
Okay.
has an 8.
Okay.
We're not one.
Red.
Yeah, dirty 20.
You thankfully where you've chosen to sit, you don't
Mhm.
have anywhere to fall or slam to when the ship suddenly lurches forward with a burst of speed.
Oh,
Drakix and Doctor, you hear a familiar runesmith's voice go, "Aha!" and the ship lurches forward as she has finally figured out and passed her skill checks to fully imbue the rune into the mast.
Can I, as I realize what's happening?
Well, there's about a
Yes.
full minute of just G-force, just the ship is going.
Oh god.
You hang on for dear life, and after about a minute, it dies down.
Drac looks pale, which is a surprise. He's just like,
What does a pale dragonborn look like?
right.
one
Like I
of
think
this
that's got to be
one.
just around
this
like
one's pearlescent. So
Yeah.
he, instead of being like this like bluish tint, it is now like
Just
almost like a
Look over, and you can see
it's like white.
you see Antha has safely fastened herself to the mast as she was working on it, so she was fine. But then she looks around. Oh, sorry. You can see Galen's like getting up, like rubbing his elbow, like. Other
Doc-
crew members are like up, like holding their head, like, oh.
Doc would also be holding his head, slowly getting up and untangling himself from the fishing line.
Hang on, I have to do this check. I have to do this check.
Oh no.
Cassandra's in the back going, wee!
I love that for her.
No idea what's happening.
But
I feel like
still
she was sitting right next to her just because Anthony goes, you want to come? You want to see something really, really cool? They figured it out. She goes like,
Yeah, you see
Yeah.
Chas she's tethered in, like safe and everything.
Jeez,
Drac just looks over at Anthony. She's like, just a mild warning before you do it next time.
Yep. Sorry. Works.
It's okay. It works. That's all that matters. Because
So,
he slowly starts to walk around to everybody and pump you like 2 points of healing into everyone as he helps them get up. He's just like, you okay? No, nothing?
You
Okay.
can see that Elias, Grev, and Wern were in a heated poker game, and now there's just chips everywhere, and they're like fighting about who had what hand. They're picking cards up. Oh, that was in mine.
And Drac just looks over and just goes, "You gotta play from scratch now, because I'm
like-
not going to deal with any of you being thrown overboard currently."
They look at you. They nod. They start putting everything they can't account for just back into the pot.
Split it up into thirds between you all, and I'm pretty sure Galen's going to try to get in on that in a little while.
Careful,
just goes up to the end.
You don't want Doc stepping in.
He doesn't even tell them about Doc playing, though. He does look at Doc and just like in his mind, like, you should beat their asses too.
A slight grin comes across Doc's face to that.
So yeah,
Doc-
he's gonna go
yeah.
up and just like make sure Galen's okay, everything else is fine and situated, and then goes back and once again like, okay, with the chaos out of the way, here's your relaunches out the lines. Just goes, here's your fishing rod. Sits down with him and just goes, if you ever want to talk about it, let me know. I'm not going to ask. It is, I'm sure, private. So,
Well, not like you don't know.
and he waits. He doesn't try to pry anymore. It's just a tell me what it is when you're ready if you want me to know.
Not even looking at Dragus, staring off at the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you do it? How do you enjoy things you used to enjoy with people that aren't here anymore?
That's very simple. For me, it's doing the things, imagining they're still there to enjoy it. This way, at the end, when I see them again, I can go, hey, I did these things that I know that you'd like. And I hope with the stories I tell you, it makes a difference.
He just nods.
Because even though they may not be here physically, as long as we keep them in our mind and in our hearts, they are always there to enjoy every moment with us.
You hear him mutter a phrase in Nosh.
Which he probably half gets. Probably like every third word he understands.
Actually, I don't think you would, given the phrase I'm thinking of. You maybe get like 2 words out of it, because they're not
That's
the
fine.
simple ones.
Even then, he's not, once again, he's not going to try to pry. He's mainly giving you like this space just so that way you could like get a different perspective on things, mainly because the horizon, there's really nothing there. So that emptiness is just like help embody, like there may be things hidden below the clouds, but there is still life above. And you could always, there will be a time to go below in that moment. And you could enjoy it with them, but meanwhile, you still have things above to look out for. But he doesn't know how to say it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just like his way of portraying that idea that he cannot put into words himself.
Luckily, Doc's very insightful.
Yeah.
Doc.
Mhm.
Need a strength saving throw.
Yeah, I figured. Oh my god, no, it's natural 20.
As the two of you are talking and speaking, I also rolled a natural 20, and I was just rolling to see if somebody caught a fish. So as the two of you are talking, and kind of like your insightfulness kind of kicks off, and you welcome the comfort, you feel on the fishing line. You're like, that was weird, and you lurch forward for a moment. Suddenly, you've got one boot up on the railing. You've like wrenched it like, close to you.
Mhm.
Dragon, you look over and you see Doc just fighting for his life.
Drac immediately goes to help him.
Why is Doc so consistent at this?
Listen, that's a 25 because of the bonus.
Yeah, actually.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
So as you are reeling back, you give a big pull right as Zahn walks out of the portal and just whap! Fish just hits you.
Does she just like, is it like so forceful she just like spins around and topples over? It's like, just like
Totally caught by surprise.
and you just hear
That cartoon pirouette before you just fall over.
she's just like
Sorry.
she goes to tackle the fish.
tackle it, you grab
Yeah.
it.
And you just see Drac and Doc on the side, just both holding on. More like Drac holding on to Doc and everything. He's just like, hey, you guys caught your first fish. Nicely done. Pats him on the shoulder.
She's just good job. Can you kill?
You hang on, and eventually the fish
Dies.
suffocates.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
I shoves it off.
How big is this fish compared to Doc, by the way?
What is it?
It's pretty hefty. It's just your standard skyfish.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just
But-
tuna
It's a sky
size.
tuna.
Tuna
It's a sky
size.
tuna. Got
Yeah.
it.
It's a sky tuna. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's probably as big as Doc then.
Mhm.
And probably
Yeah.
weighs more.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Red is about you finish your focusing. You come up and you see the aftermath. You didn't see it happen, but you're looking. You see a big red smear like down Levigazon's face. You can see like she's like just covered in like fish goo, and there's one dead fish on the ground. There's Doc holding a large fishing pole with like Dracus like hugging him as he's also pulling him as well.
The line connected to the fish.
Yeah.
And you see you caught your first one. Very nice. With the pad, and he's like, let's go.
Would ask that we keep bedroom activities to the bedroom. And she just heads to the kitchen.
Just exits from the way. Hits it with the one-liner and leaves.
Also, I just want to say, when I was rolling that strength check, it stopped on an 8 and slowly rolled to the 20.
Nice.
Oh man.
We love those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just rolling every 6 seconds as you guys were talking. I hit a 19. I was like, that's pretty cool. And I hit like a 7. I was like, all right, cool. And then 20. I was like, well, someone's catching a fish.
Oh boy.
But I know it's a little early. I don't want to go into the descriptor of landing at the next island as the ending point. So I will make that the beginning point of next session, and we'll just have a little bit of a shorter one tonight.
That's fair.
So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Got you some downtime, some conversation, some direction about where to go, some maybe a new mystery unveiled.
Mm-hmm.
But I look forward to starting the next chapter of this campaign.
Beholder!
Yeah.
First
Doc
mystery
will try.
is, why is Doc surprisingly good at strength checks?
I mean,
Mystery. Why?
I don't think it's a
Wow.
mystery for Zahn.
Not a mystery. She's training.
She was
him.
gonna say something about substituting fish for watermelons, but I decided to go the bedroom activities route.
Yeah.
No, that was good. Hit him
Yeah.
with a one-liner and leave. It was
Yep.
perfect.
Mint.
Yes.
Well, y'all, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Just close out with the usual things. We love you very much. Hope you're doing okay. If you're going to be around friends, family, be with people you choose to love and who love you. You're going to be around them playing some fun games. Make it even more fun. And never forget to bring your snacks of choice. Good night, everybody.
Good night.